Hi, Matthias here from Windsor.ai. Today I'm going to show you how to get GA4, Google Analytics 4 data into Power BI. So there is two ways. Option one is to get the data into Power BI Desktop, and the second option is to get it into Power BI Web, which is probably a little bit for the less advanced users. Let's start first with how to get the data on. So first you go to onboard.windsor.ai, and then from here you sign in with Google, complete the authorization flow here. And then this list here will appear. Then in this list, you select your GA4 property, and then from there you can head to the preview and destination section. Now I have all the data sources connected, so I'm here going to select Google Analytics 4 to see some fields from GA4 in a preview section here. Now we have these default fields here which are showing up, and over here you see all the fields which are available. At the very bottom you can find your custom fields. So we have, in our case, we're storing the client ID in GA4 and set that up as a custom dimension. So if I would want to add that, I just click plus, then the data is being refreshed. You have to make sure that the fields you query are from the same report type. So for example, you cannot query session objects together with page objects. There would just be an error message. Yeah. Now you can see here, I have this customized fields. To get the list of all the fields, we also have the documentation here. If you click on more information, you will be able to see the full field reference with all the available fields. Now, in order to get the data into Power BI Desktop, you click on Power BI Desktop here. Then you get the URL, which you can see contains the fields which I have selected, and the date preset, which is selected here. So for this sample, I'm just importing 7 days of data. I hit copy, and then I go to my Power BI machine here. Over here, I then select get data from web, and then paste the URL in. So now you could go advanced, but for this demo, we keep it simple. We just import the data. So now you can see here, now we got the data on. If I now click close and apply, the data is available in Power BI, and I can start building my report based on it. It makes sense to quickly check here whether the type of the field is correct. Here it looks all good. So the dates are dates, the numbers are numbers, and the strings are strings. So that is how to get data over into Power BI Desktop. And then of course you probably want to have a different query here. So you add and remove fields as you like. So for example, if I would like to add the medium field, and we'll go in here, and then the medium starts showing up. Now, there is also these templates which we offer, which are pre-built for some of the most commonly asked jobs, which you want to visualize in Power BI. The link is in the comments below. You can check that one out. And I would also quickly show you how to parameterize add parameters to the queries, as this is also a quite commonly asked question. So now we go back here, and as you can see here in the URL, I have that date preset, last 7 days. Now I can modify that, and I can modify that via a parameter. So I go here into manage parameters, then I create a new parameter, and I call that date range. For type, I use text, and then here I can have a current value of last 7 days. And now what I can do, I can pass that parameter in via the data source. So if I go back into the source I created before, I go into the advanced mode, I can then take the API key, this one I want to keep. Now here I can see that we have this date preset. I'm pasting this out. Now I add that as a separate URL string, and then here, instead of using the hard-coded string, last 7 days, I make it take this date preset from the date range. Now if I click OK, we should be able to see the same data because the date range is the same. But now if I would close and apply, I can easily work with these parameters now, as I will show you. We're building the data. So let's say I'm adding a table here. See, now I'm not going to load the whole, all the data, but I will quickly show you how I can now change the date range. So let's say we have date and source. So now you can see I have 7 days in here. Now if I go here and edit parameters, I could now go and say, give me 14 days instead of 7 days. And then the data is loaded. This can be quite useful, especially when you decide to push data into Power BI Web and you want to let the user choose the date range. Now the data is loaded, and as you can see, I have more data here dating back to February.